Hello YouTube and welcome to channel Anna Bella today, and today I'm going to be reviewing episode 8 of Star Wars The Last Jedi. What a disjointed mess that kind of was. To me it felt like I was watching the story of the 3 prequels and, you know, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and then I was also watching Return of the Jedi as well. And obviously Empire Strikes Back, there were issues with caves and mirrors. It felt like they'd sort of merged with Harry Potter at some point, because you had the bit where, spoiler warning, sorry, gonna put that on that. Had that bit with Rey in front, hoping to see her parents. I was flashbacking to Philosopher's Stone, and then going in caves. I was like, this is all very Half-Blood Prince, you know, looking for lockets and stuff. It was really, really strange, and I really liked Luke, and I actually felt that Luke was he basically turned into Yoda, in short. And yes, Yoda does make a cameo, huge spoilers, and like, yes, we destroy the Jedi tree, but we give Rey the books anyway, so what does that mean? Are we just passing, like, here, women, you can be Jedis because you won't kill us all and run the galaxy because you understand balance, because you have periods and give birth? Yeah, they don't know women that well. Oh boy. They've not really met Lady Macbeth, have they? Or Bellatrix, or Harley Quinn. Yeah, anyway, moving on. It was so interesting. I'm loving the use of those cute little puffin-like birds with the big googly eyes. Oh, I love them. And I love those little crystal foxes that reminded me of the Aloha Vulpixes that are ice-type Pokemon. Love those. Love the use of nature. And those little sort of weird kind of like, they reminded me of nuns that repaired all the little houses on that Scottish island. That was cool. Loving Luke Skywalker. Yes, Luke Skywalker. Oh, shock horrors of horrors, attempted to kill his nephew. Yay, we've got the wicked uncle stereotype. Loving that. And it was in like a little camp thing, so woohoo, yes. So Anakin slaughtering the sand people, woohoo. Yes, really, really interesting. Really, really interesting film. I'm loving the fact that the red was salt, but it also looked like blood. It was really, really good. The visuals were beautiful. Oh, and I'm also loving the weird reindeer with doppy ears that had hyena bodies and long doppy legs. Loved it. And the kids there, that was sort of very Anakin-esque, and it was like, yippee, and all of this. I was like, oh, flashback into Phantom Menace. There were all these little Easter eggs that linked it, but it was a unique story. It didn't really flow like The Force Awakening did, where it focused just on Finn and Rey. This one split the story three ways. So you had Rey, Luke, and Kylo Ren. Then you had Rose, who I thought was an excellent addition on Rose and Finn and their story. And then you had like the Rebel Alliance / Resistance, as it's now called. I thought that was really, really interesting. But also the fact that they went to this gambling place that was built on arms dealing. And I'm loving that codebreaker guy who said, well, let's see who owned this. Well, they sold to the New Order. They sold to the Rebellion. People are just making money off both sides. You're basically chumps. So I'm thinking it's gonna, episode 9 is gonna be really interesting, because it's basically, they'll do something with Carrie Fisher. I'm sure she will be in episode 9. It'll all work out. I'm loving the fact of that great scene with her in her Force use. It's awesome, absolutely awesome. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Had some great visuals. Yes, it was disjointed at some points, which meant that it didn't flow as lovely as it could have done, but it had really awesome lessons. We had more rock lifting, which is what every Jedi should do. We had lovely Yoda, who's basically saying we learn a lot through failure, and I love the fact that Yoda's going, yeah, I failed with my Jedi Temple when I had loads of Jedis. You failed and you had 12. Don't worry, you learn stuff. And I felt that even though he, at the end, Luke was like, I can't burn it, it's sacred text. And Yoda was like, yeah, we can. We can. And I felt that the really interesting lesson is it doesn't matter when you teach somebody, you're passing on knowledge, but you're not responsible for how your students use that knowledge. You've taught them it, it's up to them to choose how they go, whether they go light or dark, or how they use that knowledge. And that's really interesting, because your job as a teacher is to teach, to pass it on, to be a mentor. And you, at the end, a student will always go further, and you can't control how it grows. I thought that was a really important thing. Out of 5, I would actually give it sort of a 4. It was disjointed, and yeah, it did feel a bit commercially and a bit smoochy with that star at the end and the kid and the ring, but that's the Disney. Ugh. But also, why was Finn going, bloody hell, I've turned into Ron? You know, it did, there were some sort of like Harry Potter-esque moments within it. The comedy was good. And I mean, I felt, who was Snook? I don't really know Supreme Leader Snook, because he's only in 2 films, and in this film he got sliced in half by both the light side and the dark side. So it's really interesting to see how in the next movie this whole thing is going to play out. Because I don't know, I'm liking the mystery to it, because we don't know things, because I think everybody's been lying to Rey about who her parents are, but I don't think that's the point. I think the whole, who her parents are basically irrelevant. That's what they sort of have gone with, which is kind of cool. I think Ben Skywalker is nuts, but I also think Mum's going to have to smack him and see what happens. But I'm loving that other little ginger general, his reaction, and the fact that he went to go and kill him. It is good. It had some really, really great visuals, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing, but very disjointed. And sometimes I didn't quite feel like, where are we going with this? And I'm loving, yes, we had the whole Lion King Lion King theme of the circle of life, like the things die, things reborn, there is balance. Yes, we learned a balance. And it was interesting that the Jedi have always underestimated that, because I mean, when Yoda was in charge, you had oodles of Jedi and only 2 Dark Lords, so that's not really balanced. At the moment, we've got Rey, Leia, and Kylo Ren, so that's 3. So is that balance? No, it's not. So that's really interesting in itself, I think. What's going to happen next, I don't know, and I like the fact that I don't know what's going to happen next. So episode 9 is going to be really, really interesting and epic. The second one feels like, it's always the difficult one, the second one of a trilogy, because it feels like the meat inside a sandwich, and it only makes sense once you know the ending. The beginning, The Force Awakens, was good. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5. It was good, but it was disjointed. And I'm loving where they went with the characters. I really, really do. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to Princess Leia, General Leia, this character in episode 9. But I'm loving the fact that it's like, men have failed. There's a reason, in Harry Potter, like, there's a reason women haven't gone after the Elder Wand. And I think that's going to be interesting to sort of like say, like, males are stupid. We just want power and we kill things. Just give it to women. It had that kind of vibe going on with the whole Jedi thing. So that's going to be interesting. Please like, comment and subscribe. And I'm sorry if I've spoiled like episode 8, The Last Jedi, for you. Spoiler warnings.